All right guys, next in hacking the half guard, we're gonna be dealing with a knee shield. All right guys, the first thing that you need to know to hack the half guard is how to deal with your opponent's knee shield, okay? The knee shield is a very effective tool to keep me at distance so that he can stay in the fight and look for an opening on his end, okay? So I've got to know how to deal with this thing. So the first way that we're gonna deal with a knee shield is a little bit of a hip explosion, all right? So I hook the top of the leg right here to give me a little bit of leverage, and what I'm gonna be looking for is I'm gonna be looking to explode the hip and then dive into the space that I create, okay? So I explode the hip and I dive into the space that I create. Once I'm here, I'm looking for my standard half guard control. So I'm looking to get my underhook. I'm looking to pass up to the head. I'm gonna widen my elbows, put my foot on the or my head on the ground, put my foot in place to create a little bit of hip heist here, and then I can pass over and get into a mounted position. That's the first way that you're gonna pass your opponent's knee shield and be able to hack the half guard. All right guys, the second way we're gonna hack our opponent's half guard in dealing with this knee shield here is we're gonna drop over the top of his head, okay? So I'm actually gonna go around the knee shield. So if he's doing a good job of creating distance here, I'm gonna put a little bit of pressure on his knee shield, and then I'm gonna dive my elbow over the top of his head, dropping to this hip. So it looks like this. I'm just diving all the way over the head, and I'm dropping to the hip. Now from here, I'm gonna pull my elbow back and I'm gonna create a wedge between his leg and my leg. All I'm looking to do is free my knee. So I make a grip on his back, I free my knee. Once my knee is freed, I'm gonna drive my knee across him and over to the opposite side here, all right? So from here, I'm gonna look to hook his head again. I'm gonna get my established base. I'm gonna put my foot in the hip heist again, and I'm looking to pass over into mount for the second time. All right guys, that's the second way that you can pass your opponent's knee shield and hack his half guard. All right guys, the third way that we're gonna hack the half guard and pass our opponent's knee shield here is we're gonna be dealing with somebody that's really good at the knee shield, all right? So they're not letting me past it, right? I'm not able to drop there. They're keeping their frames really good, so I'm not able to drop over his head and surprise him whatsoever. So I'm gonna go out the back of it again, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my top hand, I'm gonna weave it behind his leg, and I'm gonna hook the bottom side knee this time, all right? Whenever I get this grip, the first thing I'm looking for is I'm looking for this grip on the back of the collar. Okay, I can't have him extending his body away from me because this is going to make it very difficult for me to get past the legs here. So I need control of him, and I'm going to grab his collar, I'm going to curl him into me as tight as I can so he doesn't have any type of leverage, okay? So once I've got both of these here, I'm going to again sprawl my hips to the floor. So I sprawl my hips to the floor, that breaks open his half guard. Once this half guard is open, now I can pass to either side depending upon where I find the least amount of resistance. So if I start to pass to this side and I find resistance coming this way, I'll pass back to this side and I'll go past the half guard. So that's the third way that you pass your opponent's knee shield, hacking your opponent's half guard. And you guys give that a try and let us know what you think.